Mic check 1 2. It's the Y2K collector, and I just got some news that the 99 cents only store actually closed 371 stores. And I'm not sure if that's all the remaining stores that they have left, or how many, if they do have any stores left, or if this means they're just completely gone. But losing 99 cent stores, losing Dollar General stores, losing places where the average consumer can go to purchase items for cheap is crushing the economy. And what this does is it nearly eliminates the budget that anyone might have had for discretionary spending or to just buy the non-essentials. And when you look at a stack of video games are really non-essential items. These are not items that people need to live, to grow, to thrive, or to survive. And all of us who are a part of the gaming community, all of us who enjoy the hobby of video games, whether we realize it or not, we're extremely blessed because we have the ability, most of us anyway, I don't want to say all, but most of us, I want to think, have the ability to enjoy, what many would consider a luxury. Whenever I sit around and I want to start complaining about how expensive video games are, I realize that I'm really having like a first world problem here. Like, I don't have a real issue. Like, the person who's trying to decide whether they should pay their rent or buy food, that person is the person that has a real dilemma. Now, I'm not trying to be a downer. My channel is primarily about video games, but what I'm saying has relevance because of the position I now find myself in, which is trying to buy and build a collection of rare Super Nintendo games by flipping low-end games. Now, when you think about the types of folks that would go to like a thrift store or a Goodwill, those stores were usually meant for the underserved, the underprivileged, those who just don't have the financial means to go to a Best Buy, to go to a, Target, Walmart, Amazon, wherever you would go to buy brand new video games. They don't have that. So they need to go to these thrift stores to pick these games up. And when I watched that video, I gotta be honest, I felt bad. I felt bad about the fact, and call me stupid, right? I might be dumb for this, but I felt bad for buying up a bunch of low price games to try and flip them. And not only that, I feel stupid when I think about the fact that I'm now trying to take these games and sell them back to a market that's evaporating. Like it's going away because folks just don't have the money. And so I'm at a crossroads right now, and I'm being transparent on the channel because, the more I dive into this whole concept, the more I realize that I'm reminded of why I stopped doing the whole flipping thing all to begin with. Because we are long past the days of stimulus checks, of, free-flowing money, and we are entering the dog days of true financial hardship for a lot of families. And not just families, but millennials and even certain Gen Z folks. I mean, if you think about it, the generation that's at the helm of retro gaming right now, which will probably be millennials, because I think Gen X is kind of moving out of it now. Millennials are struggling with student loans that are coming back. If you're a millennial, you probably have a family that you need to feed, you need to take care of. If you're a millennial, you're probably trying to buy a house. You know, if you're someone in your 30s and your main goal in life is collecting video games, and you don't, and assuming you don't have other things, right? Like you don't have a stable place to lay your head at night, and you know, you haven't secured other things in life. There's a hierarchy of needs, and I've talked about it on my channel before. You need to get those things in order before you start worrying about video games. But millennials, we have our own financial woes. And then the Gen Z group coming right behind the millennials, you guys are probably graduated from college not that long ago, and you know, you're trying to figure out your way in corporate America, and it seems like finding a job that's going to give you the ability to take care of yourself seems really tough as it is. And so it makes me think, like, what community is there for, like, who's buying the games? And I think that really just leaves one group, and that's the group of individuals who are blessed with disposable income. Maybe you're a millennial and you're still living at home with your parents. Maybe you are a Gen Xer and you've hit a place in your career where the money's coming in and you have the disposable income. But the market for these lower end games, or just common games in general, is going bye-bye. Because the folks with the disposable income and the folks who are building true collections, they don't want the common stuff. They want the rare stuff. They want the collectible stuff. These common games were meant for the casual buyer who's looking to just play some games. And so for me, I'm really torn about if I'm going to continue this strategy beyond this week, just with what I'm seeing and with the news that I'm finding. Now, there's a channel that I watch some every now and again. His videos will come across my page, and that's Swans Emporium, and he does some amazing pickups and stuff, and I really dig some of his videos. I'm not subscribed. I need to go subscribe to his channel. But he recently did a pickups video where he went to a young man's house and he purchased about, I think he said somewhere in the neighborhood of $8,500 worth of games for roughly around $5,800. And in my mind, I'm like, I wonder if he's really going to be able to move that product. Now, towards the end of his video, he did say that he was buying up games to prepare for a vending booth at a retro game convention. And if that's what's, you know, if that's what you're doing, then cool, because you are in the prime market for folks who are looking to pick up games. But again, most folks who go to retro game conventions, like most video game collectors, you're going with a game in mind. You're going with a specific game or specific set of games that you can't find in your own, like, local market. None of your local game stores have it. You don't want to buy it on eBay. So in your mind, you're like, okay, I think I can get that copy of, I don't know, Little Samson if I go to this retro game convention. They're not going to a retro game convention to buy Tekken Tag on the PlayStation 2, or to buy, you know, I don't know, Dragon's Crown. Most folks who go to those conventions are looking to buy specific games. And for the folks who do go there and they do buy a, you know, maybe a common game, they're not buying stacks of common games. Maybe they might find a common game and it's like, oh, you know, oh shoot, you know, you got this. Oh, you know, I was able to get it for a deal, and they might buy one or two games. And so I saw, you know, Swan's video, and I looked at it and I was like, wow, this is interesting that these bulk deals are still happening. but I'm not seeing it. Like I'm not seeing it near me, and I'm not seeing it in the long run. I'm not seeing how under these current economic and financial conditions this stuff is sustainable. And to be honest with you, it's just not fun. Collecting is more fun. Building the collection is fun. Obviously having the money to do it is vital, but I think I may have to re-strategize and rethink how I'm going to do this collection challenge, because it seems that in today's market, in order for you to get some real deals, you have to be at the Cody with a K or Phoenix resale level of hunting and negotiating and Facebook marketplace flipping, and I just don't have the time, energy, and personally I just don't want to do that. But I'm throwing this question out to the Y2K crew, to the community. Is that where we're at? Or am I just bad at flipping? Like, you let me know down in the comments. Do I just suck? Because there's even a lot of channels there are a lot of channels that started when I started, that did a lot of flipping and stuff like that. And a lot of those channels are gone. They don't make videos anymore. I don't see those content creators making videos anymore. I don't see them talking about flipping or buying collections or anything like that. And I'm thinking that that's happening because either they found something more profitable to do, or it's just not worth their time. But I don't want to be a Debbie Downer. I don't want to be the glass is half empty kind of guy. Does it make sense to do it this way, or do I need to find another strategy? And to be perfectly honest with you, when I look at the games that I picked up, I actually want to keep I want to keep almost all these games that I'm looking at here now. The only games that I'm interested in selling at this point are the games that I have doubles of, and I don't have doubles of any of these games. And my PS3 collection is rather small. I've only got these PS3 games that you see here, and I've got these PS3 games that you see here. So my PS3 collection is pretty small, and I just think I would have a lot more fun just collecting games. And at the same time, I don't want to take a game away from someone who probably can't afford it, because I am in a position where I do feel blessed, and I don't want to take away from someone who maybe, their only opportunity to buy a game or buy a system is at a thrift store. So I'm really torn right now, as you can tell. This video is kind of a little bit all over the place, but I'm really torn with how I feel about this direction I'm going. And so you guys let me know down in the comments. What do you think? What do you think about the current market? What do you think about the whole flipping and reselling in general in 2024 as we come into the summer? I'm just really torn. So it's the Y2K collector coming at you with a provocative thought. This is a deep one, but I'm really interested to know what you think, what you're seeing. What are your thoughts on the economy? If you're a millennial, let me know. Where do you stand? Are you rolling in dough? Are you barely surviving? If you're a Gen Xer, where do you stand? Are you knee deep into this hobby? Are you making your way out? And if you're a Gen Z and if you're younger, does this even seem appealing to you anymore? Or are you moving on to other things and is digital taking over? I'm really interested to know all of your thoughts. It's the Y2K Collector. Take it easy.